Hey, we've got a new guy.
Oh, a new talker.
Do you want to be filmed?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike and I come from Brunswick, and today I'd just like to talk to you about the ideals that I hold for the Speakers Forum.
Hey.
I envision the Speakers Forum as a place where intelligent and rational human beings
You're in the wrong place.
together to discuss politics, intellectualism, and through the sacred process of argument, further our own intelligence and further the human race altogether. Do not for 1 second underestimate the importance of what we are doing here. We are all here to become better people, to become more intelligent, to become more rational, and to become more aware people and thinking through the process of arguments. And what I find absolutely despicable, and I think any intelligent person who's got half a brain here should 100% agree with me on this. What is absolutely despicable is when it turns out to just being an arguing, mudslinging match. And that doesn't help anyone whatsoever. No, people in this audience were just as much a part of it as anyone else. Everyone here has the right to freedom of speech. They can get up here, they can say anything they want to say, and you, as a participator in democracy, have to sit there and accept their right to say the views. And I 100% disagree with some of the tactics going on down here. We had young men throwing spitballs, which is despicable, and I would urge people here in the future, this is what I'm saying, you people as rational, intelligent human beings need to identify this as despicable behaviour and instantly clamp down on it and stop it immediately.
Clamp down on it right now.
Clamp down on it right now. So that's what I'd like to get an understanding on, and hopefully we've all got, there won't be any issues in the future. Alright, now a lot of speakers have gotten up here, they've talking about federation arguments, they've talking about, I'm here speaking about atheism, changing the flag, all these things have come up. But personally, changing the Australian flag, I don't really want to touch the flag.
Leave it alone. Tuesday.
Well, let's go there. What about the Cronulla riots? I mean, it's a flag.
You're losing the audience, buddy.
Okay. She's interfering him. She's jumping into his talk again.
Stop using it as a tablecloth.
Alright, well, we'll get off the subject of flag because I don't want to get bogged down. So we've talked about all these things. But as far as I'm concerned, these are not important issues. Australia becomes a federation, okay? Australia becomes a federation.
It is a
We
federation.
discover that there isn't a God, or atheism gets proved, or
We already
exists
are
everyone.
a federation.
Does this actually improve legitimate social issues? Are there still not thousands of homeless people on the streets of Melbourne every night without a home to sleep in? Are there still not drug problems? Are there still not education problems in this country? And my personal opinion is that if we want to use our freedom of speech to its maximum value, we have to be very careful about the things that we choose to talk about. So, yeah, I don't really, that's just my opinion on that. I don't really have anything more to say. Yes?
If you say people have to be careful with what they talk about, then they're not really free to speak their mind, are they?
Well, they don't have to be, okay, but if you want to be more rational and productive with your speech, I mean, you can come here and talk about shit all day, and I don't really care. You can talk about different kinds of feces, but what does that actually achieve? I mean, shouldn't the ideal of public speech be for people to come up here and educate and get social progress and head further towards becoming a rational race of human beings so that everyone here can live rational and emotionally satisfying lives.
Can you
That's what I want for everyone.
Question?
Yes, you may.
But how can you talk about have you been homeless or had drug issues? Answer honestly.
Once I did an experiment where I lived for a night as a homeless person,
Right, how can
and I
you-
have experimented with what are known as illicit drugs.
How can you solve the
What,
You
Asperger's?
have not lived that life.
I'm not saying that I'm going to solve the problem. I'm not saying that I'm going to get up here and suddenly all the social issues are going to go away. But wouldn't it be far more productive to talk about real and legitimate social issues such as homeless people, drug use, education, reform, than to to bog ourselves down in discussion of federation and to bog ourselves down in discussion
On Whaley?
of...
Well, what's your opinion of homeless people then?
Yes, tell someone that's lived on the streets and someone that has been through drugs. Explain it to me.
Well, why don't you tell your story? I don't have your experience, I'm sorry.
So how can you go preaching about homelessness and drug issues?
No, he wasn't preaching. He was just
I
saying he
wasn't
wants to.
preaching.
He
I'm
wasn't
not saying
preaching.
anything about it. I'm recognizing these as the important issues that they are. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Think about that important issue.
Do you understand what I'm explaining?
What about Whaley? What talks about
I am recognizing these as the important issues that they are, and of more importance to talk about than the issues of federation and atheism and other notions like that that people get bogged down into. I'm not going to pretend that I know very much about being homeless at all. I'm not going to tell you I know very much about having a drug problem. But what I want is I want people to come up here, and wouldn't it be a much better thing if we discuss these things and headed closer towards social reform and improving the conditions of life for everyone in Melbourne and everyone on this planet.
Yes.
That is all I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Well done, Mick.